We're live recording this right now. It is Monday, September 29th. NFL Week 4 in the books. Let's do this thing. We got to start off. Dylan, I feel like the thing you love most is just weird things happening in the NFL, things that people don't like. We got a tie last night. I know you don't like this version of the tie. I think you would like a tie if it was 3-3, but we got a 40-40 tie with the Packers-Cowboys game last night. Before we dive into the game, I want to ask this question. With the way the new NFL overtime system works, not going to lie, I got fooled at first. I go, why are the Packers deferring? I must not know something. So I had to look up the overtime rules again because I forgot about it. But anyhow, besides the point. With the new overtime rules, do you like the fact that, the way this plays out where both teams get it and it ends up in a tie, or would you rather have a 2-point conversion off like they do in college football?
So you are asking a question. I'm not going to answer that question, and I'm going to start with a personal anecdote. I've been battling.
Then I'm tossing to Connor. What am I doing? Why am I asking this question?
Well, because it's relative to the point. It's relative to the tie, right? It's relative to the tie point.
He's gone rogue.
It's an easy question.
I'm going rogue. I watched zero football yesterday. All right, I've been dealing with a cold. Last night, about 9 p.m., I took some NyQuil, and I fell asleep. This is how out of it I was. I woke up this morning, and I saw 40-40 on the Apple Sports app, and I thought, it's so funny, I can't even get it out. The first thing I thought this morning at like 5:30 when I woke up and I saw the score, it wasn't grayed out. Normally when a team wins, one's grayed out. It wasn't grayed out. I thought they were still playing the game. I'm dead serious.
You woke up at like 2 a.m.?
No, I woke up at 5:30 and I thought it was like a baseball extra innings where I thought they were still playing the game. For about 30 seconds, I was like, why is this not grayed out? It took me 30 seconds to realize it was a tie. To answer your question, Carter, that's how out of it I was this morning. To answer your question about do I like the new overtime where both teams get a possession, I'm personally a bit more partial to no ties. Like ties are a soccer. Ties are not American. That's a soccer, European, sissy, grass fairy type thing. You got to have a winner. You got to have a loser. That's America.
I'd rather have the tie than the 2-point conversion off.
Oh my gosh! Why? Why?
Because last night we actually saw real football being played. A 2-point conversion off isn't real football. This is silly. Like I hate how in soccer they end with penalty shootout. That's not soccer. That's like ending a basketball game with a free throw competition. It's stupid. Why can't we just play football? College football had the best overtime rules ever. They figured it out, and then they just went away from it. It doesn't make any sense. I'd rather have last night with the tie. I'd rather have actual football in the game, not some stupid 2-point conversion off. Give me the tie.
Or
even though we shouldn't have ties, we should just keep playing. But besides the point.
You don't want to start him on a 2-point conversion off. Just start him in midfield. At that point, start him in midfield or something.
Do something different. A 2-point conversion off is stupid.
I don't love the tie for a couple of reasons. Those guys have been out there competing for 3.5, 4 hours. Like, you think they want to go home after that crazy game where they've been busting their ass and have a tie? And the second thing would be, don't give me the player safety argument either. You're adding extra weeks to the end of the season. Just about every season now. We're going to have 20 games in 5 years. I guarantee it. So don't give me the player safety argument. They've been out there 3.5, 4 hours already. What's another 15 minutes? What's another 2 possessions? I think just keep it going.
And don't even talk about the players. Talk about us. We're the ones with the tough job here that have to talk about the football game, and now we're going to have to reference the Packers and the Cowboys. I guarantee you I'm going to forget about that little one at the end of the record.
Imagine the tiebreaker scenarios. January comes around. We're doing scenarios.
Let me ask you a question, Carter. If you don't want the 2-point conversion off, Connor, you made a great point. Start him at the 50-yard line. There's no difference in starting him at the 50 and going 2-point conversion off in terms of it's not football.
Yeah, it is.
That's different. It's the same game. It's just where you're starting.
No, but then you actually have to move the chains and actually play one play off for a 2-point conversion. That's stupid.
Okay, so let's say someone turns the ball over and they're at their own 5-yard line. So a team takes over and scores on the first play. Points don't count. Not real football.
What are you talking about?
Okay, let's
say when you start with the 2-point conversion, you don't have a takeaway. You don't earn that. You just get the ball handed to you right there.
Oh, so the takeaway is the difference there.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
How about we just have a kickoff? Just put Brandon Aubrey and Brandon McManus out there at midfield and start
I
kicking
would
70
actually love
yarders.
that. I would love that.
That would be huge for
Like
the
sudden death. Soccer does it with penalty kicks.
That's what I'm
There's a
saying. I don't like that. That's stupid.
There's a select crowd that absolutely hates that kickers decide so many games in football. They're like, oh, imagine some random soccer player comes out there and just kicks the ball after you've been
Brandon
going
Aubrey
to war for
deserves
40 minutes.
every dollar he gets because every team would kill to have Brandon Aubrey on their team.
We'll get into this. It is amazing, the evolution, even just since I've been watching football, of how long these guys are kicking from. Because when I was growing up, now tell me if I'm wrong here, when I was 7, 8, 9 years old watching football in the NFL, a 50-yard field goal was a big deal. Like, oh, he just hit from 52. That's huge.
But also at the same time, why has it not been, like, I don't understand how it hasn't been easier. Like, I feel like this would be, if you're a parent and you're like, I need my kid to go pro, he's not very big, I just need him to just learn how to kick. Like, I feel like that's just going to, in 10 years, we're going to see 75-yard field goals.
Well, yeah, but there's only 32 spots for a kicker, would be my argument. There's 80 other spots on the roster.
You get a college scholarship?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyhow.
That's true.
Anyhow, let's talk about
Ties.
the game. Packers Cowboys 40-40. Connor, you're a big Dak guy. You're a big Cowboys guy. And shout out our guy Jack Carpenter. I'll put the picture in the post edit. He wore a shiesty all game for George Pickens watching the game, and the direct quote was, "I can't believe I wore a shiesty all effing game for a tie." Cowboys fan Jack. I was dying.
That's great.
If you see the picture, it's unbelievable. But they tie. I want to kind of start with the Cowboys, to be honest, because I was thoroughly impressed with them, and especially Dak. And I want to say I was pretty wrong on this Cowboys team. They're kind of just the Bengals now. Look, we're gonna be in shootouts. We're gonna need to score 35+ points to win a ball game. But Dak, man, Dak was looking really good against supposedly one of the best defenses in football.
Yeah, we'll get into the Packers defense side of this, but on the Cowboys, coming into the year, you guys, they were my sleeper to make the wild card in the NFC, and you guys looked at me like I was crazy.
I still think
the defense is horrible, and they're even worse than I thought they would be coming into the year. But Dak in this offense, even without CeeDee Lamb, you're right. I just continue to be impressed. And Dak as a quarterback, I feel like he catches a lot of flack because he plays in Dallas. There's been disappointing playoff moments. They've not hit expectations multiple years. But without CeeDee Lamb last night, he made some great throws in a big spot in a big moment on Sunday Night Football. And you look at the weapons, this is best case scenario for George Pickens. When they acquired George Pickens, this is best case scenario. You're not doing anything stupid off the field. You're not fighting anybody on the field like we've seen in the years past. 8 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, a vertical threat, just absolutely dominating one-on-one matchups. And on top of that, Javonte Williams kind of revived. He hasn't been great, but he's been a serviceable starter. What is it, almost 5 yards a carry and 4 touchdowns through the first 4 weeks? Those are weapons around Dak, even without CD, that have actually looked really good this year, plus Jake Ferguson's a safety blanket. This Cowboys offense is not the problem. This Cowboys offense is good enough to win a lot of these games. It is the defense that is so horrible that if they could just be average, this Cowboys team would be competing for the division. If they could be average. But they aren't.
Division.
I think they could. Okay, competing with the division, I would say maybe number 2. They could be competing with Washington for the second spot.
I think that's fair. I think they'd definitely be a playoff team if they had an average defense.
Just average. Just a top 18 defense.
Dylan,
Yeah,
any thoughts from last night's game? I know you didn't get to catch much of it.
My worry about the Cowboys and all the Cowboys hype is a lot of the achievements that occurred yesterday were near the top echelon of both George Pickens and Dak Prescott's career. So Dak Prescott, 4th most EPA in his career, plus 22.5. I mean, I'm not going to – it's a great performance, but that is near the top of what he's done. 2nd most win probability added, over 120%. George Pickens, 8 for 11, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2nd most yards in a game in his career. Can you expect that week in and week out from him? That would be my hang-up with the Cowboys offense. Now, obviously, CD being out will help George Pickens a lot. Connor, what you said is exactly right. Like, this is what you envisioned when you go get George Pickens. Right. I am just questioning the sustainability of the offense, given that it was the upper echelon of what these guys can put out. I don't know if they can do it week to week.
You know, wouldn't it be great if they had like an all-world, all-pro defensive end that could really just get after the passer. Homegrown, drafted the guy. Probably one of the best defensive players in the league. If they could just acquire somebody like that, surely that would help them out.
I think the Packers got a guy. Do you think they'd be interested in trading?
Kenny Clark's pretty good though, so I don't know.
I think I underestimated how much of how badly the Cowboys wanted this game with the Micah Parsons revenge stuff and everything. I was the whole game. I was just thoroughly impressed with the way Dak played. I agree. I see what you're saying there, Dylan. I do agree. Where it's like, look, this is one of the best Dak performances we've ever seen. We can't expect this week to week. That's the sad part about this is this was one of the best Dak games I've ever seen. Maybe honestly the best.
Yeah.
And like understanding the circumstances around it too, and they still couldn't win because that defense is so bad.
That's tough on an offense when you know that you have to go out there and score 30, 35, 40 points. I mean, ask Joe Burrow and the Bengals. When you know you have to go out there and put up 30 points or you won't have a chance to win, number one, it's tough because you have to do that. But also, maybe you played more free. Maybe Dak was out there like, screw it. Like, we have to put up points every drive or we're going to lose. Anything else on the Cowboys? I wanted to pivot.
Yeah, no, I'm good on the Cowboys. I am worried about the Packers, though.
Well, that's where I wanted to go to. End of overtime, I don't know if it was LaFleur. Number one, LaFleur playing for the tie was unbelievably just soft. But Jordan Love not knowing they didn't have a timeout, or if he takes one more pump fake on that throw, the game's over.
If he takes one more step, I mean, that game is over. I thought I couldn't believe he snapped the ball there and everything. Playing for the tie is extremely soft, extremely lame. But then also Jordan Love, man. Well, it wasn't even as much like them snapping the ball. It was how long it took them to get up to the line and snap the ball. They were waddling up to the line, and the clock was running with 16 seconds left. They had plenty of time to get a playoff, but then they're just sitting there looking around waiting for a play call with 9, 8, 7, 6 seconds left. And you're like, what are you doing here?
No, Jordan Love, I don't know what planet he was on for those last 15 seconds, just getting everybody lined up. Like, okay, yeah, we'll snap it here. And then the LaFleur point, just play with some urgency. You've got 4 minutes to go. You've been dominating this Cowboys defense all night. Go for 6. It'd be one thing if it was like 10-10 and they've been stopping you all night. Okay, play for the tie. They had been dominating this Cowboys defense. Love was dicing them up. Just go for the touchdown. Go for the win.
That was lame. Our guy Ben was at the game last night, randomly, Dallas native now, and I feel like if you go to a game and it ends in a tie, I feel like that's just like the ultimate blue balls as a football fan.
And that, honestly, interestingly enough, the whole Packers, Cowboys, like Micah Parsons revenge, like that's such a boring way for this game to end. Like no one is really happy about that. Like no one got their revenge. It's just revenge game loading for however long until they play again. Yeah, but anyhow, the Cowboys, they're gonna win me a lot of money on overs. I'll just say that this season. But are we worried about the Packers at all going forward? I was never in on them.
They continuously play down their opponent. I don't think it's a question the Packers are considered better than the Cowboys this year. But for whatever reason, just bank on the Packers being in a close game. We saw it last week against the Browns where the offense was the problem. And that tough Browns defense, the Packers only put up 10 points or 13 points, whatever it was. And the offense was kind of the problem. Last night it was the defense. Just getting torched by Dak Prescott drive after drive. And I don't know. Like, people are talking about the Packers as Super Bowl contenders. I think we're still at the point where, hey, they might win the division and they're going to be a tough playoff outing. But they're probably not top 3, top 4 Super Bowl contenders in my eyes. From what I've seen the last 2 weeks, I'm not comfortable putting them up there. They're not NFC favorites.
No, I wouldn't put them. You know, it's a crazy question to ask. No, I think it's a little too much now, especially after the injuries of yesterday. I was going to ask who would you rather be going forward, Ravens or Packers? Who do you have more confidence in?
Ravens.
Those Ravens injuries are adding up.
Don't they always, though?
Yeah, but, I mean, they've got,
I remember Tyler Huntley playing playoff games.
Yeah, but defense.
All pro, by the way.
It's more the defense. And then Lamar hamstring, whatever. I mean, they can get by with a backup quarterback, but with how bad that defense is now, I don't know. The Ravens, it might be ugly over there.
Real quick, Bad Bunny, a Super Bowl halftime show. Fair or foul?
No bueno.
I saw a lot of positive reactions to that on social media. Like, a lot of people on my timeline were like, oh, nice.
Look, I think you're going to look at any one of us on this podcast and go, I don't think that guy likes Bad Bunny, and you'd be correct.
He was great in Happy Gilmore too. I'm going to go. I'm going to zig while everybody else is zagging. I actually like this because this gives me an excuse to go do something else in between during halftime. Like I can go get more food.
Refill.
Yes, I can go get more food. I can sit there and lose money on the live bets. It all works.
That's my zig to the zag. Is like normally I feel compelled to watch it. I have no interest in watching it, so I'm going to go do something else, which is a huge win for me.
Yeah, I'm actually. Good point, Dylan. I'm actually happy about that.
We're pro Bad Bunny.
Seeing the positives.
Now, Dylan, were you locked into the Shakira J-Lo halftime?
When was that?
2020, in Miami Chiefs versus Niners, the first matchup.
I only know one Shakira song, and that's the World Cup song. That's Africa, right?
Yep.
It's a banger. Hips don't lie. You know hips don't lie. Right?
Whoa. We got
Oh,
chill.
yeah.
We might get demonetized.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold on now.
That's true.
Dylan's hitting those notes.
FIFA didn't play about that.
I do know hips don't lie. I probably skipped that one too.
No,
move
2020.
on.
He was social distancing Carter.
Yes.
No, that wasn't a thing yet. We're good.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're still
you're right.
February.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Hey, one more thing before we move on here. Dylan, I want your take on this too. The new kick return rules. Kevontae Turpin got me thinking last night. If you have a decent kick return in the NFL, more often than not, you're getting the ball at the 35, 40-yard line. If he turns that corner, you're getting the ball at the 35, 40-yard line. What do you guys think about that? Because it seems like the NFL is finding new ways to kind of screw the defenses over and, more points. You start the drive at the 40-yard line. And I want to couple that with the new kickoff rules favoring the return team and kickers being able to consistently hit from 60, 62 yards now. Game-winning drives don't really seem as daunting anymore when there's no time left. Oh, you've got 45 seconds left. Well, we're starting at the 40, and we have to get 15 yards before we're in field goal range.
Is this an anti-Baker Mayfield narrative you're trying to push here? I think Connor's going anti-Baker here.
No.
I don't know. All of a sudden, Baker has three game-winning drives, and we're trying to find a way to delegitimize them.
I would need to crunch the numbies to see Baker specifically, but it seems like every kick return is like, oh man, they've got a minute and 15 seconds left. They have to get a field goal, and then they start at the 40-yard line, and you have to get to midfield to be in Aubrey's range or to be in McManus's range or whoever.
The new kickoff rules were the Seattle Seahawks' #1 off-season edition this year because they have benefited from those new kickoff rules more than any other team. It's won them games, darn near, against the Steelers, and then Darnold had 25-yard game-winning drive on Thursday Night Football. That's what I have to say about the new kickoff rules.
Yeah, all of a sudden special teams becomes 10 times more important this offseason.
Well, it's amazing because it's the kickoff's #1 and then the block kicks and the block punts, and maybe that's a transition in their next game or whatever. But there's just so many special teams plays this year so far that I've seen. I feel like it hasn't. I don't know. Unless you guys can tell me I'm wrong. This season it feels like it's on steroids, the special teams.
Yes, the blocks have been crazy. And that the block is the reason why we ended up with a tie last night.
Yeah. The return on the 2-point.
That changed the entire momentum of that game was the block kick return. And all of a sudden the Cowboys have life. And then they bring it and they take a 16-13 lead. Crazy. But anyhow, let's move on. Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. Shout out Dylan's 5-star play. Dylan, we were all over that on last show.
We don't need to talk about it. We didn't hit the parlay. Not one.
Screwed. We can get into that game. Absolutely hosed on the parlay.
Yes, we did. We'll talk about that one next. But
this, Carter, in all seriousness, aside from the 5-star stuff, we called this to a T. This was like Chiefs at home, underdog. I don't care who you're playing. Like, this is insane.
Unless it's maybe like Joe Burrow sometimes, Joe Burrow and Arrowhead. But you're giving me the Chiefs at plus money. I was with some friends yesterday, and they're like, what do you like for the afternoon games? It's like, it's Chiefs everything. Chiefs, and PUKA NACUA anytime touchdown. But Chiefs everything. Don't overthink this. Just don't overthink this. The Chiefs are an underdog in Arrowhead. It's the easiest bet in sports.
Is that square?
If it is, I don't care. Like, it's
yeah,
winner.
you're
it's
right. I guess if it wins, it doesn't matter.
Like, square me up. Call me SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't care. I'm going to win that every single time. You're giving me the Chiefs at home. Plus, against this Ravens defense, which is a legitimate problem. And sometimes with these blowouts, the score lies a little bit. Score didn't lie in this one. The Chiefs were 17 points better than the Ravens in this game, maybe even more, to be honest.
Shout out to the Chiefs, now playoff team for the first time this year. They're the 7 seed currently in the AFC. So shout out to the Chiefs. I think the big story here is how Baltimore's offensive line did not hold up. They were bringing in Nick Bolton for blitzes, and I think he got 5 pressures is what I saw on 10 pass rush attempts. Like, it's also tough when Lamar goes down. So
the game was over at that point. I don't want anybody saying Lamar injury this, Lamar injury that. I think the game was way out of reach at that point.
Scoreboard watching. I was scoreboard watching on this one, and I saw that Cooper Rush was in, and I before I knew it was injury, that's what I thought it was. I thought they just took him out because the game was out of hand. So
yeah,
not crazy.
Connor?
Yeah, my point I wanted to make on this, you guys tell me if I'm wrong here. I thought Andy Reid coached circles around John Harbaugh yesterday.
Yep.
I don't even think it was close, and it was over before Lamar left with the injury. And the other thing on the Ravens side is, number one, it's the injuries. On the defensive side of the ball specifically, the Ravens, I think, ended the game with 7 starters that ended up being injured by the end of this game. And then the second thing would be Derrick Henry just never got it going. And when you're Andy Reid and the Chiefs, I think that was a big point of emphasis is, hey, let's get the game script not in Derrick Henry's favor. What do you have, like 8 carries for 42 yards? He just couldn't get going at all. And I think that contributed a lot to the Chiefs. Time of possession, Chiefs won by 10 minutes. I just felt like this was all around an Andy Reid masterclass. And Mahomes looked good too. Mahomes looked dialed in. Clearly it meant a lot to them to not start 1-3. Because I got a stat here, only 5 teams in the 14-team playoff era have started 1-3 and then made the postseason. Only 5 teams since they started doing this format. So I don't know if this was a death sentence for the Ravens or not, but it was clearly meant a lot to the Kansas City Chiefs to not start 1-3.
Patrick Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns. First time he's done that since Week 7 of 2023. That's kind of crazy.
We're so used to this Chiefs offense. Honestly, the last year and a half, 2 years, just kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Just boring.
I had it in my notes. That was my thing. Was the Chiefs were actually really fun to watch yesterday, and it was very exciting football. And we were seeing these receivers get downfield more, and Mahomes was just slicing and dicing this Ravens defense. Before this game, I would have said, "Look, the loser of this game, I'm still going to buy stock in on." But with the injuries the Ravens have, I need to see the severity of them. The Texans game becomes a must-win this week because if you drop to 1-4 and you lose to the Texans, and now you're down a bunch of games to the Steelers, and you have a decent schedule the rest of the way, but at the same time, these with how bad this defense is and how depleted they are, they kind of are just have no chance.
I haven't seen an update on Lamar's injury. I know it was a hamstring, so I'm hoping it's not. If it was a playoff game, maybe he comes back, but they weren't going to bring him back to that yesterday. I do wonder the severity of that. I think you're right, Carter. Every game moving forward, especially in the near future, becomes that much more important for the Ravens. And I don't want to doubt them because they do have the talent. They do have, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, the best running back in the league. But every game is going to be under a microscope now because, hey, you drop 1 or 2 more, you're kind of putting yourself in your own coffin come playoff time.
Yeah, I'm trying to get updates on these injuries for the Ravens, but because they had Lamar, Ronnie Stanley, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins. Yeah. And then they had 5 more dudes also injured before the game as well.
Right. I told you that number. 7 defensive starters, including the guys that were out pregame. Like, by the end of this game, 7 defensive starters weren't on the field for the Ravens.
I think this might just be the season help from the Ravens.
Maybe so.
Xavier Worthy didn't skip a beat. 83 receiving yards, 38 rushing yards?
He looked very good yesterday. He looked very good.
Rashee Rice is back next week? 2 weeks from now, Rashee Rice?
I thought he had a 6-week suspension.
Was it 6? Okay, I thought it was 4.
I thought.
Maybe it's
I don't
6.
know.
Either way, it's a good transition, Dylan. Chiefs wide receiver room, I think they're good enough. I think they're good enough for Mahomes to win with this group. It's Hollywood Brown, it's Xavier Worthy, it's Tyquan Thornton Revival, and Juju Smith. And then Rashee Rice comes back. That's 5 serviceable receivers right there. That's good enough for Mahomes to win with.
They were absolutely good enough. I think this receiving room is better than the one he won the Super Bowl with.
I think you're probably right.
What, Juju was maybe 1?
Do you know how weird it is to not see Justin Watson streaking down the field 5 times a game? I just expect to see it every game, and it's not there.
I know. I keep expecting to lose money on, Justin Watson. Even Noah Gray hasn't stepped up in a real way this year, and I'm glad I haven't put real money on him.
Just traded away Sky Moore, R.I.P.
Sky Moore.
We've got Jags Chiefs next Monday night. I'm actually excited for that game. That should be a good one. The Jags just, I don't know what to think about the Jags, but we'll talk about them later. Let's move on. Anything else on the Chiefs?
No.
Feeling
Anything
better
on the
about
Ravens?
them. Feeling worse about them.
Feeling much worse.
Arrow trending down.
What do you think the spread is for next week's game against the Texans?
Ravens Texans, where's it at?
Oh, it depends,
Baltimore.
though. Do they think Lamar's playing or not?
If they think Lamar's playing, I'm going to guess 6.5.
Dylan?
I like that. I'll go 5.5.
Might be higher.
They have 7.
Yeah.
So they assume Lamar's playing.
He probably will. I would assume.
Yeah. And I think they might cover that number.
I think they might too.
All right, let's roll through some of these games right now. We started off with the Dublin, Ireland game. Vikings, Steelers. Steelers won 24-21. This is a score that kind of lied a little bit. The Steelers had this game in hand basically the entire time. Raji is doing very well with Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin finally has an above-average quarterback.
Is Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin the couple that we never knew we needed? Match made in heaven?
This is the best quarterback Mike Tomlin's had in the last 5 years.
Well,
Yeah? Who's better? Not Russ.
Russie.
No.
Well,
Russie, yeah. This biggest winner of this game, J.J. McCarthy. I mean, oh my gosh,
Yes.
you cannot keep Carson Wentz in there once J.J.'s healthy after watching these last 2 games. And that score last week is going to lie tremendously. I think there were 2 defensive scores. Christian Darisal's back. Jordan Addison's back. It feels like this is J.J.'s team once he's ready.
Carson Wentz threw 46 passes yesterday. That's not a...
His arms
It's not
got
a
to
recipe to
be
win.
No, 2 bad interceptions too. One was batted at the line. The other one, Jordan Addison was just standing in the middle of the field with 2 Steelers defenders surrounding him, and Carson Wentz somehow thinks that's the best throw to make. Yeah, JJ was a big winner for this one. And Kenneth Gainwell.
I had that in my notes. Look, clearly this is JJ's job when he's done. We don't have to have the debate or the discussion anymore just because Wentz won some games. Clearly it's his job when he's healthy again, which I would assume would be after London or wherever the next week's game is.
I think so. Well, was
Double
he
overseas.
Well, I forget what his injury was though. I forget what
Ankle sprain.
Ankle sprain? Yeah, probably once they're back
Depression.
on the homeland.
Yeah,
Depression.
after-
ADHD, battling ADHD right now. And that's the thing with Carson Wentz too. I mean, he was spamming Addison and Jefferson. That's what he was spamming them. That's what. Hey, throw it to the 2 best guys on the team.
Well,
Jordan Addison needs some conditioning work. I mean,
Yeah, he
the
was looking
fact that
slow.
he didn't score that touchdown was kind of sad.
Yeah, that's not normal Addison stuff right there. That was not great. I did see that clip.
Someone
speaking
wasn't
of Minnesota
working out
wide
there, which is-
receivers, Adam Thielen not playing in 3 wide receiver sets. It's a good thing you left Carolina to go sit the bench at Minnesota.
Hey,
I might be better.
Adam Thielen would be wide receiver 2 right now in Carolina. That's for sure.
I just think it was dumb. I'll die on this hill. Dumb on both sides. Panthers should have kept him. I think it was a bad move. Nah.
Would Panthers be any better if they had him?
No. Last point I want to make on this game. You mentioned it, Dylan. Kenneth Gainwell being a serviceable lead back on the ground. Kind of surprising. He was relegated to that 3rd down, change of pace role in Philadelphia. He was actually really good yesterday.
Yeah.
So number 1, that. Number 2, did the Steelers just have some type of horseshoe up their ass? It feels like some of these games they should not be winning, and all of a sudden they're 3-1 with the bye week coming up, and then Cleveland and Cincinnati's their next 2 games. This Steelers team is going to be 5-1 heading into Green Bay.
And I still don't.
And I don't
believe
think
in
they're
them.
5-1 good.
No, I don't think they are either. My other takeaway from this game was, I think we just need to watch out for experienced quarterbacks with really good head coaches because we always knew Stafford and McVay knew how to scheme up against Brian Flores. Roger and Tomlin were absolutely dicing up that defense yesterday. Rodgers was getting the ball out very quick. Blitzers were coming. Rodgers, okay, quick outlet. Don't hold on to the ball. Don't do that. And Flores was getting cooked yesterday by Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers' time to throw 2.17 seconds on average. That's the recipe. We talk about it on the show all the time. Quick, get it out. And it worked. It worked yesterday.
He was accurate too yesterday.
DK Metcalf, 126 yards. I mean, yeah, it looked good for the Steelers front, not so great from the Vikings front.
Yeah, I'm still okay on the Vikings. I just need to see JJ when he gets back. I still think they can be a playoff team, but we got to see it with JJ first. Let's move on. Colts-Rams. This game was infuriating if you're a Colts fan. I mean, A.D. Mitchell, how many times do we have to watch this in football where dudes are just fumbling right at the goal line, walking in for a touchdown, and then just give the ball away? How many times do we have to see this? Like, if you're I don't even that stuff is so bad. I don't even know what happens in the film room the next day. I don't even think anything. I don't even know if anything's said. It's like when your parents are so disappointed, you're getting the silent treatment.
I don't know how you like with how much it happens now. Why don't guys wait to celebrate until they're literally out of the back of the end zone? I would run 5 steps, 10 steps through the end zone and then celebrate, because even a guy like Donnie Mitchell, who doesn't get a ton of targets, doesn't get a ton of burn, he's not a featured receiver on that offense. How is that not at the forefront of your mind? It's like, oh my God, I'm about to score a long touchdown. Maybe I shouldn't reach the ball out with one hand right as I cross the goal line. Maybe wait just a half second. I don't understand how that's not at the top of your mind, seeing how much it happens in the NFL. These guys have to know. That has to be preached to them every day.
You would think.
Screwed the parlay. Screwed the parlay, by the way.
Absolutely screwed the parlay. Had it right there in our hands. It wasn't. The parlay was so good this week too, and then just
so
crumbled in front of our eyes. And this was the pick. I was second. Actually, no, this was probably the pick. I liked my pick a lot, and I like Dylan's pick a lot too. So anyhow, besides the point. Takeaways from this game: Puka Nacua is the best receiver in football.
13 catches on 15 targets. That is
170
absurd.
yards and a touchdown. His stats this year are. I mean, go through the first 4 games. 10 receptions, 130. 8 receptions, 91. 11 receptions, 112. 13 receptions, 170. He's got 42 receptions for 503 yards this season.
4 games.
Best receiver in football.
Spamming. Spamming, Dylan? That's spamming.
That's spamming. That is spamming.
His usage percentage, Carter, this is like Luka or Harden prime level-esque usage percentage. This is, deep cut here, everybody hang with me, Delano Banton in game 82 for the Trailblazers type usage here. Just put up 25 shots. We're already 13 and 50. Just screw it. Go ahead.
Hey, Cam Thomas, we're trying to lose. I got you.
Hey, we're only 2 games out of the play-in. We're going to play 45 minutes tonight.
Can you take 47 shots tonight? Yeah, they're just Sean McVay is just like, look, I'm throwing to Puka every single time. And the fact that he hasn't gotten hurt yet and he's been healthy, knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
I can't believe it for how. But 500 yards in 4 games.
That's unbelievable. And Stafford,
best receiver in football.
I really thought Stafford's injury coming into this year would be more serious. But as long as he's playing like this and able to throw the ball, the Rams will always be in this game. Will always be in every game, and they'll always be a playoff contender.
I think the Rams, if they can stay healthy like this, I think they're right there with the Eagles, Bills, Chiefs. They're not a sneaky Super Bowl pick anymore. They are one of the picks.
And I think that defense is only going to keep getting better with how young they are. I think they're playing a lot better for the most part this season.
I love when we were all talking about the Rams mortgaging their future to win a Super Bowl now, and we're here 4 years later, and we're having these kind of conversations about the Rams. Matthew Stafford yesterday, 3 for 4 on deep passes, 142 yards and a touchdown. Super impressive, and it would not be a Colts recap if I did not reiterate my pro Daniel Jones messaging. Daniel Jones under pressure on 48.4% of his dropbacks. In those situations, 12 for 15, 198 yards and a touchdown. Don't ask me what his numbers were when he wasn't under pressure.
Yeah, I was about to say,
the guy just loves pressure. What can I say?
Do you see the 2 interceptions?
No.
Yeah.
That's my answer. I did not.
Colts side of things, my takeaways are this. It was just mental mistakes from the Colts yesterday, shooting themselves in the foot. Number 1, the Adonai Mitchell drop ball touchdown, obviously. 2 picks for Daniel Jones. That's uncharacteristic for him so far this season, at least. So far this season, at least. 11 penalties for 88 yards for the Colts yesterday, and then giving up that 88-yard Tutu Atwell touchdown into the fourth quarter. Those are 4 things that just, you're a 3-0 team. You don't really expect that. You expect them to be a little sharper. You're an undefeated team coming into this season, and that makes me question, hey, the Colts are great. but they're still not in that 1A tier of like,
No.
Bills, whoever else up there. The Colts are still a step below them.
I think we've known that, though. This Colts team's going to win double-digit games. I think they win the AFC South still. And then, but like you're talking about, they're going to say they host a playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are going to be like -3.5 in that game, and I would take the Chiefs every time.
It just worried me because there was just a ton of dumb shit from Indianapolis yesterday. Even on that 88-yard touchdown to Tutu Atwell, Cam Bynum had an interview after the game. He said they only had 10 guys on the field. So it's like that's one of the biggest plays of the game. And you only got 10 guys on the field.
Loving the Colts this year, then, huh?
I do think Tyler Warren's going to be a stud, if not already, very soon. He's nasty.
I know he's a Michigan guy. Shout out Colson Loveland. How did the Bears not draft Tyler Warren? We're going to look back on that and go, what? We're already doing that, but I think that's just going to keep looking worse and worse. But besides the point, I think the Rams are clearly a top 5 team in the league, to be honest.
I think you're right. I can't doubt them. The reason I was out on them coming into this year was Stafford's injury, and he seems to be fine.
If it wasn't for a crazy blocked field goal return for a touchdown by the Eagles, we'd all of a sudden be talking about the Rams as the best team in football.
Next 3 weeks for the Rams: Niners, Ravens, Jags.
We'll find out.
That could be 3 wins.
That's what I'm saying. I really like this Rams team. If you had to take money to Vegas, you get a Super Bowl bet. Who are you taking right now?
That's tough.
I don't think the Rams are a bad option.
Are you taking the Rams?
If I knew they could stay healthy, I really think I might be taking the Rams.
I don't hate that.
Rams or Eagles?
I might still take Buffalo. No, I might still take Buffalo.
Buffalo over the Eagles?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's early. It's early. Probably, but it's early.
A lot of season left.
A lot of season left. That's right. A lot of ball to be played.
Left, but if we ended up getting a Buffalo-Philadelphia Super Bowl, I mean, I feel like the Eagles are just running all over them.
Yeah. You're probably right. That's like a 17-6 type of game. No, I'm just kidding.
Would you, who do you like more going forward, Rams or Lions? Quick question.
I think I'll go Rams.
I'm also going to say the Rams. I think the defense is really going to continue to improve on that linear slope.
Weirdly, I do too, and I love this Lions team too.
Love's a strong word.
Are we just going to ignore Connor dropping linear slope on us at 8:15 in the morning?
Dylan, I wanted to come in this morning and impress you. That was my goal.
Linear slope.
Thank you.
We'll go quickly through the rest of these games now. Eagles Bucks. I don't have a lot of takeaways from this game. This game kind of was exactly what I was expecting, Connor.
The Eagles are 20-1 in their last 21 games. They have won 18 straight. Jalen Hurts has started and finished. It's been a full calendar year since the Eagles lost a game that Hurts has started and finished. He has 45 touchdowns, 5 giveaways in that stretch. What's going on with all the Eagles hate, guys? Surely it's not the way they're playing, right?
So, enlighten me here. I was getting score updates. Start 14-0, right? The Eagles go up 14-0.
Block, punt, touchdown to start the game.
And it ended up 31-25.
Yep.
Can someone fill in the gaps here? That seems like a pro Buccaneers timeline of events.
Let me fill in one gap for you. The Eagles had 51 total yards of offense in the second half. The only score in the second half was a 25-yard drive off a Tampa Bay turnover.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not going to sit here and anti-Philly this, but that wasn't great.
That's the thing. It was exactly what I was expecting going into this game. I didn't necessarily feel amazing about both these teams coming into this game because I felt like both these teams won fairly fortunate ways, previously. And I came away from this game and I didn't feel better about either team. I felt exactly the same where I go, they both still feel kind of lucky.
I truly thought Baker was going to drive down the field and tie the game and take it to overtime. I was like, surely not 4 weeks in a row, right?
I didn't, but I'm I'm not the biggest Baker guy.
As the resident Philly guy the last couple of years, I think this is kind of cause for concern. Barkley's been held 60 or fewer yards in 3 of the first 4 games. Hurts clearly is not throwing the ball as much as I think they should be. A.J. Brown, 2 catches on 9 targets, something's off with this Eagles offense, and they keep winning, and they win with 200. They had 200 yards yesterday. They win a game with 200 yards of offense because they had a blocked punt touchdown, because they had a turnover in the red zone, and they had a 25-yard drive in the second half. I don't know. I think this Eagles team, they keep winning, but I don't think it's convincingly enough for me to be like, oh, they're some world beater powerhouse. Can we see something? Can we see them throw the ball?
That's why I don't think that you can talk about the Philadelphia Eagles as like, oh, they should be plus 200 as Super Bowl favorites and all this stuff. Like, if you said they were Super Bowl favorites, I'd be like, fine, that makes sense. But I think all these teams are in that same tier. The Eagles, the Bills, the Rams, the Chiefs, the Lions are maybe a step below that, probably in that tier. But like, I don't think anybody is head and shoulders better than the other in the NFL right now. And people go, well, the Eagles are 4-0 and they beat this, that, and the other. Watch the game, man. It's not pretty, and it's gonna catch up.
Maybe don't watch it. Maybe don't watch it.
Yeah, actually, honestly, no. Yeah, go play in a golf scramble. Yeah,
Carter, they just know how to win, man.
Dylan, it might be time to. You might do back to your
Connor,
roots.
we are dangerously close. Dangerously close.
I think you wait one more week, Dylan. I think you wait one more week before coming super anti-Philly, and then you buy in on Thursday Night Football at the Giants.
We are close. That is what I will say.
Are you thinking about it this week against the Broncos?
I will go through. So I didn't get to watch any yesterday. I will go through and watch game highlights, and if I actually have the turnover, the Baker interception in the end zone right now, and the quote is, "How do teams forget how to perform basic football fundamentals every week when they play the Eagles?" And that is a great description of this interception that I'm watching.
Big Dom.
Big Dom, yeah, selfless guy.
Dylan, as you watch the game highlights, you'll notice the Eagles faked the tush push and scored on it.
Wow, faked it? Okay,
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me.
Just a slap in the face to the league.
Let's steamroll through some games.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Commanders,
go.
Falcons. This is a shootout. Penix looked a lot better in this game. The Falcons looked a lot better. They had to look better after that abysmal performance against the Carolina Panthers. I feel the same about both of these teams still. I think Penix played a lot better. He had to come out this way and have a bounce-back spot. But also, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm all in on this Falcons team and them winning the division or anything.
Gives you hope as a Falcons fan. Baughan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Tyler Algier all scored a touchdown. Like, that's what you want to see, is all the stars kind of coming together like that. They finally break out after that goose egg of performance last week. We'll just have to see with Washington. Jaden Daniels out, McLaurin out. We're just going to have to see how long those injuries kind of linger around. Deebo Samuel played well.
If Daniels is back soon, I'm fine on this team. He's got to come back in the next couple weeks.
I would agree. I don't know. It's got to be the next. I don't think it's anything too serious. But that would infuriate me if I was a Cowboys fan. Is like, second place in this division is wide open, and we just don't have even a top 20 defense. Like, Washington is going to drop some of these games without him.
It looks like he'll be returning this week against the Chargers. So.
Okay. So what, they went 1-1 with Mariota? That's awesome.
You live with that all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Going through here, Browns Lions. Dylan, we called this so perfectly. Dan Campbell does not lose to bad teams. Then also, Dan Campbell blows out every bad team. Everyone gets freaked out when they see a 10-point spread, and they go, I'm a little scared going against a 10-point spread right here, blah, 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 blah. No, if the Lions are 10-point favorites in the regular season, you take it every single time. Dan Campbell absolutely blows out all these teams. We went through it on the preview show. I think he's covered every time against these bad teams as double-digit favorites.
Yeah, it feels like it. And Browns coming off of the win they came off from last week, like, they just kind of felt like this was going to be the scenario against the Lions. So, not super shocking.
Joe Flacco legitimately might die on the field.
Yep.
He can't move. He can't protect himself. And I don't know how much you guys watched of this. Aiden Hutchinson stripping the ball from him. It felt like every third play, he's like, oh, smack. It's like me messing with somebody's grandpa. It's like, oh, hey, there's books in your hand. Smack him out. Smack him out of your hands or something. Like, it was just every time he was getting pressure on Flacco. He's like, oh, there's the ball just waiting on me. He couldn't protect himself. I don't know. I don't know how much more we see of Joe Flacco, and I get it. Like, if you play one of the younger guys, Dylan Gabriel, Shadur, whoever, it probably lowers your floor, but who cares? Who cares at this point?
I think I'd be. And the other thing is, it's not like they gave up a ton of draft capital to go after Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel.
No.
I think you play him sooner rather than later because
See what you got.
You also don't want to be in this predicament where, let's say next season, the Browns have the 1 or 2 pick in the draft, and you're like, well, we still have this Dylan Gabriel guy, or we still have Shedeur. We want to see what we, maybe we're still willing to, I don't want to go with a quarterback quite yet in the draft, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to play these guys sooner rather than later. I think we might even see it as soon as next week.
I think that's a great point, and kind of building off that, when you've got 2 guys like this, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur, not even, hey, we might draft quarterback next year. It's, hey, if we go into week 1 next year, which one of these guys are we going to start week 1 next year? Because you're always going to have that quote-unquote competition, but just see what you have with both of them this year. Make that decision this year, to this season. I agree with that.
This season's done. You're not going to the playoffs this year. You're not... Even let's say you go 8-9, yay! That doesn't matter. You got to find out if you have a quarterback in that room or not. Let Gabriel play. If Gabriel is the guy and looks good, like great, then you have your quarterback going forward. Then you don't even have to play Shedeur. You could just trade Shedeur during the season. I'm sure plenty of teams would trade for him and give up a day 3 pick.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Isaiah Baughan, undrafted free agent signing, checkered past, but I think it might be a pretty good signing for Cleveland when it's all said and done. Browns just love these guys that are. Browns love these guys that are. Oh, lawsuits been dismissed. Browns are like, sign me up.
Lions very good. Not much more to say there. Bill Saints. This had. Hey, we're New Orleans. We're gonna kill everybody's survivor pools with this one, and it almost looked like that for a good chunk of this game because the Bills were 14.5, 15.5 point favorites going into this one, and the Saints could have stolen this game, and then the Bills they played down to their competition in this one.
Can't lay. I think it opened at 17 or 16.5. Can't lay that many points. Cannot lay that many points with Buffalo. And I didn't know this. Spencer Rattler's birthday was yesterday. I didn't know that. On his birthday, can't lay that many points.
Spencer Rattler's still winless in his NFL career.
Hasn't looked awful. Him and Tyler Shuck have the same birthday. Both of their birthdays were yesterday. How about that? Good little tidbit for you guys.
A nice 1931 loss. Happy birthday.
Will, here's my one question on the Bills. Are they going to have a stupid slip-up loss before they play Kansas City? They play home New England, at the Falcons, at the Panthers the next 3 games. Do they lose one of those?
I think New England is probably the most likely.
Yeah,
home against New England.
They're going to lose to Carolina.
I don't think so either, or Atlanta. But, yeah, then they play KC at home after those 3 games.
I actually think they might lose to Atlanta.
You don't think they'll lose to the playoff Carolina Panthers?
Well, Dylan, we'll get into that. That's
okay.
You know how it goes.
It's just a question. This was the inaugural "these guys get paid 2" game. This was 16.5 was disrespectful for week 4.
I think week 4.
The Dolphins Bills Thursday night game was the inaugural one.
Yeah, that's true. 12.5.
Yeah,
12.5. Yeah, that's true. This is the. What would be the correct word for that? Second in a year. Biaugural?
Second.
By what now?
Texans 26, Titans 0, just blowout. Cam Ward in the post-game press conference said, if we keep it a buck, we ass.
Did he really say that?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
You're
yeah,
lying.
You need to watch that clip.
You didn't see the quote?
No, I did not. No, I have a tweet pulled up here that I have to watch once we get off. It said, where'd it go? It was a Brian Callahan. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Can't wait for Brian Callahan to be a huge prick in the press conference because the Titans got shut out. And then it was quote tweeted with a clip of Brian Callahan, but I don't know what it says. So I'm going to watch it once we're done recording and see what he's saying. I think it's Brian Callahan that's the problem, no? I mean,
yes.
The offensive line's not good. There are issues there, but I think it's Brian Callahan, right? Oh, brother.
Ass.
That was it, and then
what? I mean, if we keeping a buck right now, we ass. So we open.
I love it. Now, can I be honest? I like that. I like that. I don't hate that.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's so funny.
I'm still in on Cam Ward. I'm even more in on Cam Ward after that, to be honest. Brian Callahan's got to go. Just fire him now.
I agree. But, hey, from the Houston side of things, do you really feel good? It was 6-0 until the 4th quarter. I mean, it's not like the Houston Texans are any good this year either. I don't know.
No.
Can we be honest?
Yeah.
Are Titans the worst team in the NFL? They're worse than the Saints.
We'll get to that later.
Okay, all right.
We're getting dangerously close to that.
It's not good
Overall,
right now.
Cam Ward's a bright spot. I do think he'll be fine, but
Yeah, we'll
I-
get to
Pat-
that.
Pat on the back to me for tampering my expectations this season because I'm not heartbroken. It's kind of just funny
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
real quick on the Texans, they might not win again until they play the Titans again. They play at Baltimore, at Seattle, Niners, Broncos, Jags. That might be 0-5.
That's tough.
Yeah,
There's a real chance that's 0-5.
and they didn't look good yesterday. It took them 4 quarters
No.
to score a touchdown.
No, they didn't.
But anyhow, Chargers, Giants, Jackson Dart debut game. Tough stuff for the Wilkerson camp and the Rusty camp because
Whoa, why?
Whoa.
uh,
He came in through a screen pass.
yeah, Dart looked
100% completion rate.
Dart looked good against the Chargers, won the game.
When Rusty was quarterback, I didn't see any star wide receivers tearing their ACL. That's
Oh,
what I'm going to
no.
say. When Rusty was
no.
quarterback, MetLife wasn't taking careers. So
Yeah,
He was
absolutely
still throwing
was.
suicide balls. He was still throwing suicide balls.
MetLife was definitely taking careers. Didn't Malik Neighbors miss a bunch of last year?
what was Rusty
Oh,
quarterback?
wait, that was last year.
Was Rusty the quarterback?
Trying to think of a Steelers wide receiver last year. Oh wait, they all sucked. Did George Pickens miss some time last year? Didn't he?
I don't know if it was when Rusty was quarterback. I'm just saying when Rusty's out there, the guys are wanting. You got a rookie quarterback coming out there. It's like, okay, maybe I'll throw precaution to the wind
Okay.
and take some risk. I'm just saying. Rusty's out there. You're like, okay, I want to stay healthy for this guy. I'm just saying.
His leadership,
I'm not worried about the Chargers at all after this one, to be
No.
honest. Giants defense actually finally showed up for once. That pass rush was actually there for
you.
once, which we thought they'd be all season.
Can I say something on the Giants front?
Yeah.
You have to stop. Why did Rusty? Can you add some context here? Why did Rusty come in and throw the screen pass?
Dart got hit with a they took him out concussion protocol. Head hit the ground, and they were like, the spotter was like, get out of the game. Yeah.
Then I revoke my right to make the comment I was going to make.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't intentional. And Dayball after the game was basically kissing Jackson Dart on the mouth, walking
Yes,
in
he
the
was.
middle of the circle, just loving him.
111 yards, impressive. That's a lot.
I will say the Giants did outgain the Chargers by almost 100 yards. They did enough to win. And the thing is, no, wait, I was wrong on that. I wrote that down wrong. The Giants got outgained by 100 yards by the Chargers. But sometimes I do think that's just the way it goes for this Chargers team. I think you're right, Carter. I'm not worried about them. They just didn't execute. It just wasn't in the cards yesterday. I think that happens. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with the Chargers from yesterday that I'm worried about moving forward. It's just one of those games.
And it's also one of those games where it's the home crowd is so amped up because they finally get to see their future quarterback of their franchise. The team has more energy going into it. You don't have really any NFL film on this guy yet, so
Right.
It's one of those weird games. You're also traveling cross country, LA to New York. It's an early kickoff game. I don't take much from this for the Chargers' perspective. I really liked what I saw from the Giants' defensive line. I need to see that going forward more. They're going to be frisky. They're going to upset some teams. They're going to be a 6-11, 7-10 team.
Real quick fantasy note. I don't think I'm breaking any news here. It might have been breaking news last week, but I still think we brought it up. Omarion Hampton and Cam Scatabo on both of these teams are going to be must-starts ever since Tyron Tracy and Najee Harris got injured.
Yeah.
And we saw it Omarion Hampton, 128 yards. That's just on the ground. 30-some in the air. This is just going to be the way these teams are going to move the ball. They're talented backs, and now they're going to have the opportunity. They're great options.
On the Chargers front, I actually think there's positives to take away from this. Amari Hampton, like you said, Dylan, got it going on the ground. I think he's the ideal modern-day NFL bell cow back. If he can stay healthy, I do think that's what you want at running back. And then Quentin Johnston, he's had at least 70 yards in all 4 of his first 4 games this year. I don't know what's going on with him, but he looks like a top 10 receiver in the league all of a sudden.
They made him wide receiver 1 at Los Angeles. It's crazy. This guy had drop problems last year, and now
Where's Ladd McConkey?
Yeah, bad one yesterday.
put him on a milk carton.
Milk carton. Yeah, so that's good from the Chargers front. Last thing on this game, Giants fans, you finally get a young quarterback who looks decent in his first start. Cam Scatabo is a good rookie running back, and then Malik Neighbors tears his knee. That is
that's
just
tough.
brutal. You finally get them all together. Tough.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Yep.
I'm going to go take here. Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson. I think they can make do with them. I think the Giants can make do with those two.
What does make do?
I think what Karter said, win some games.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
they're gonna play upset. They're gonna play spoiler. Shout out Jackson Dart. # just a kid from Kaysville.
Dylan, look up Dexter Lawrence had a pretty good pick yesterday too. Sexy Dexy.
Yes.
Raiders. Bears pull out this game. Can we move on from Geno? Is that sneaky the worst contract in the league?
He was begging the Bears to take the lead, begging the Bears to win the game.
So
Just awful passes, 117 yards with 3 picks, and it should have been maybe 5 or 6 picks if we're being honest. Just begging Chicago to take the lead, and they still wouldn't do it. There was a period of time where Geno had 2 or 3 picks, and the Raiders were still winning.
Geno Smith's contract this year, $24 million. It's a $40 million cap hit. He's basically making almost $40 million. 26.5 next year, 2027, 39.5.
That's brutal.
That's crazy.
If you watch some of these games, well, I don't know where he's throwing the ball half the time. I don't get it.
This
It's
is
my
Geno
fault.
Smith.
Deserve
This
that.
is what he was. He was in a good system in Seattle to where everything was simple. Once you have to play with the Las Vegas Raiders, something stupid just happens to you. I didn't like the Geno move when it happened. I thought it made absolutely no sense, and they're the most also I think they're the worst team to have money on or against in the NFL this year. I don't want to be anywhere near Raider games.
There's 2 bright spots for the Raiders for me. Number 1, clearly Ashton Jeanty, 155 total yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what you want to see when you draft a running back that high. I thought he had a great game. Second bright spot, Max Crosby had that Bears offense in hell for a lot of the day. That's the reason this game was close. He kept getting to Caleb Williams. From a Bears front, I feel like Caleb Williams was fine, but they should have won a lot more comfortably than a last-second field goal block. They easily could have lost that game.
Fake flea flicker?
Didn't work out too well.
Ben Johnson's in his bag. He's trying to make something work.
He's trying.
He's
trying to
trying.
be in his bag. And Caleb Williams is like, what are you talking about? It's like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm all out on the Vegas team. I was out on them before the season. I cannot stand them. Jeanty, we kind of called that. We talked about that in the preview, Dylan, where it's like we need to see that. If we need to see it this week in the Bears game, and we definitely saw it. Holy,
They
crap.
let him go back to the Michael Myers stance.
Yeah, they did.
And then all of a sudden, 3 touchdowns.
They did. They absolutely did. But
DeAndre
Bears
Swift,
2-2.
another sub 3 yards a carry game for DeAndre Swift, by the way.
I'm still not in on this Bears team.
Me either.
They were insanely lucky. Who do the Bears play next week? They have a bye.
They won't
Good.
lose.
That's good.
Yeah, they won't lose, and Caleb will not throw a pick next week, guaranteed. Jaguars 49ers. Jaguars win 26-21. Big win for the Jaguars on the road in Santa Clara. Brock Purdy, you look at the numbers, you see 22, 38, 309, 2 touchdowns. I thought he was terrible. He was terrible in this game.
I don't understand it, and I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know what it is with this Niners team, but coming into the year, I was so high on them. I had them winning the NFC, and they just cannot escape these injuries. Purdy's clearly not 100%, but yeah, he wasn't good.
He was bad. You should have gone with Mac Jones yesterday.
That's what I was going to
I think
ask.
so,
Do you
too.
win this game with Mac Jones?
I really think they
If Purdy
do.
is anything, if Purdy's 80%, you play Mac Jones. He's been
Yes.
fine.
There's no
I
point
don't
in forcing
understand
him.
it.
You're 3-0 at this point. Mac Jones can win you a football game, especially in this system with Kyle Shanahan with these weapons. If Christian McCaffrey was not on that field, Brock Purdy would have thrown for maybe 90 yards, it felt like. Christian McCaffrey was bailing him out left and right. Every single time he drops back, it's like, okay, please, Christian McCaffrey, be there somewhere. Please, please, please.
And that's the problem is McCaffrey has to touch the ball 30 times a game, and then he gets the shit beat out of him, like getting tackled by 4 different guys every single play, and then you wonder why he plays 9 games a season. Yeah, with the Niners, it's just, Purdy's banged up coming into the game. Juwan Jennings is banged up coming into the game. Who's going to play? Who's not going to play? Here's the laundry list of injuries. They can't outrun it. It's unbelievable, and it's the same story every year. It baffles me with the
And
49ers.
I still think they'll make the playoffs.
They probably will.
I don't feel good about them.
Real quick on the Jacksonville side, number one note I had, 4 more takeaways for this Jags defense. They turned those into 17 points yesterday. This stat is honestly crazy. The Jaguars have generated at least 3 takeaways in all 4 games this season, and they already have 4 more takeaways than they did all of last season.
It just keeps going.
I came on the show last week. I was like, no way this continues. Maybe it does. Trevor Lawrence has been disappointing, to say the least, but you know the way to win it with a disappointing quarterback? Short fields. Turn the ball over.
If you're willing, if you're not in on the Jags, or if you're like, okay, look, I'm trying to sell my Jag stock, now's the time. They go Chiefs Monday Night Football, Seahawks, Rams upcoming.
Do they have a chance to win the division?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You like them better than Houston still? We like them better than Houston?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Houston is a very bad football team. They have a good defense and maybe they have one of the worst offenses in football.
I would agree. Last note on this one, is Trevor Lawrence just destined to be pretty good? Like, oh man, he had a few moments, but he's never going to be that elite quarterback. I think we've given him plenty of time.
I think I think he's been given more. I think he's had a longer leash than any other quarterback I can remember, to be honest.
I think you're right.
He can still do it. He's still not bad. Like, jury's still out a little bit. No, it's the situation. I don't feel like any other quarterback's ever gotten this kind of treatment.
Is part of that because number one, there are flashes of potential, but number two, if they get rid of Trevor Lawrence and move on, he's going somewhere else and absolutely balling. That's going to happen.
Yes, 100%. He's going to have the Baker Mayfield, all that same career.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine he went to the Niners or something like that. Like, he is instantly going to be like a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he would. Okay, I don't think I missed any games, right?
Nope. I think we can move on to college.
We can move on to college then. All right, we'll do it.
New England, baby.
We'll do it.
Patriots looking right.
We'll
Patriots
always have
40
last week. Just cling on to that.
Patriots 42, Panthers 13. I'll be quick here. Patriots. Dylan, I said it on the pregame. On the preview. Pats were always winning this game.
Is that what you said?
I did say that.
Okay.
I did say that. Anyhow, Patriots won, the better football team here. Special teams for the Panthers looked very special. That's for sure. That was alarming.
That was good.
If we want to do blame pie for the Panthers real quick, I would say special teams 40%. Dave Canales 40%. Defense 20.
No Bryce Young.
No Bryce Young.
No, I don't think Bryce was that bad. I mean, look who he's throwing to. What are you?
Ted McMillan, your first round draft pick, right? Is that who he's throwing to?
He looked bad yesterday too.
Okay, that's interesting. You just think a first round draft pick is, has the most targets or tied for the most targets. You would think, oh, you look who he's throwing to.
See, this is why you don't watch the games. He had 2 horrific drops in this game that absolutely changed this game. So
I don't know. I'm just saying. You would think.
Yeah, you just didn't watch the game. It's okay. Drake May looked really good. He looked clinical yesterday, but it's this Panthers team. I said it before the game, Connor. I know Dylan made fun of me, but this was a loser leaves town game. Panthers season's over. Fire up the mock drafts, and I think the rest of the season is just to determine whether Dave Canales should be the head coach next season.
I will caveat that and say whether Dave Canales should be the head coach, plus whether Bryce Young should be the quarterback.
Wow.
Andy
Dalton looked good. If they have 3 wins this year, can you go back to him next year? We can say all these excuses. Oh, it's not his fault. Oh, this and that, and those things may be true. But at the end of the day, if you're not winning games and it's been 3 years as a number 1 pick and you gave up that kind of haul for him, I understand not wanting to give up. But
great point.
I think it's fair, but I also have to see how it looks. Like so far this season, like if I just can't say it's Bryce's fault for these losses. Look at the weapons right now. Everyone's hurt. You give away Thielen. Coker's out. Legette's out, even though Legette stinks. But you're thrown to Tremaine. I didn't know where. I watch college. I watch all these college football games. I had no idea who this guy was. No idea. The Hunter Renfrow. This guy had ulcerative colitis or whatever last season, and he's playing for us. Both tight ends are now hurt. Like. It's an unwinnable situation. I really just don't think it's the quarterback because also I know for a fact Bryce Young leaves the Panthers and he goes to a better situation. He's going to have the same career arc as Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones. He's going to look great in a different situation. It's not. I really just don't think it's Bryce. I think the harsh reality is there's just not a lot of talent on this Panther team, and the coaching staff isn't that good.
Don't get me wrong. They are not doing him any favors surrounding him with the talent, and Canales has disappointed me greatly through 4 weeks so far.
I just don't think the answer is to give up a bunch of capital and go after a quarterback. We've done this song and dance.
This quarterback class.
Well, not even just that. It's also, but like even going to get a free agent or anything. Like I don't think the quarterback is going to make any difference for this franchise.
I just try to wonder, and I try to put myself and try to take personal bias out of this Bryce Young stuff, where it's like if we didn't trade up a gajillion draft capital and players, whatever, to get Bryce Young, how would I feel if this type of quarterback play was occurring? What if this was some free agent we signed off the street that was putting up these exact performances? We would be calling for his head after 10 weeks. Like, that's the thing. And I know you want to give him time to develop, but at the end of the day, I don't know.
Yeah, but I just don't think any quarterback. But we saw this. Like, we literally Panthers had Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in their building, and we saw this exact same kind of crap. And
they played him on scout team defense.
That's
now
what
he's
I'm
leading
saying.
the Bucs to the playoffs.
Like I don't know what Panthers fans expect. It's everything around the situation. Clearly, these guys are good quarterbacks. They go to different situations and look great. It's everything around them. That's the harsh reality about having a bad football team. Maybe it's actually not the quarterback. Maybe it's everything around them, and that's way worse because now you got to figure out. Oh crap! We need to figure out the offensive line, even though we're paying them a bunch of money. Oh, this guy needs weapons as well. Also, this defense. Oh, we put up a bunch of money in the offseason for this defense. Oh, it's still a bottom 5 defense in the NFL?
Shocker. Back to regularly scheduled programming this week for the Panthers. Last point I want to make real quick, Dylan. The Panthers actually outgained the Patriots yesterday. So, baby steps.
Down.
Baby steps.
Carter?
I'm making a joke, I know.
Can I offer perhaps
No.
a caveat?
Go ahead. Yeah, that's a bullcrap graph, though.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. If it doesn't agree with your narrative, it's
flawed
bullcrap.
stat.
Yeah, I
Flawed
get it.
stat.
I hear it. Yeah, flawed stat.
That's a bullcrap graph. The Panthers definitely got it. If you're listening on audio right now, he showed a graph of did the Panthers actually get beat that bad? Is that graph solely based on who outgained who? Plus
Net
turnovers?
success rate.
Yeah, like you
Still
said,
bullcrap?
Andy Dalton looked pretty good on that garbage time drive.
He did. And he was looking good. Red Rocket. Hey, Cincinnati. Ring, ring.
They finished the game with 3 healthy receivers. Just activate Jimmy Horn. Let's just see what we got at this point. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. We're asking to activate a day 3 pick who's probably not even good. That's
Dan
how
Chisney's
bad
going to get activated. He's going to get activated before Jimmy Horn. Did you see they signed Dan Chisney back to the practice squad?
That's what I'm saying. We're signing freaking bums off the street, and no one's winning with this situation. It's just a bad football team. That's the reality of it. Everyone wants to blame someone. In reality, you just suck. What else do you have to? And also, look, is Dave Canales doing any favors? No. Dave Canales coaches this game like he's Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, where you're up 14-3 the entire game. You're down 14 points. Throw the damn ball. What are we doing? Why are you trying to drain the clock out? Panthers were down 2 scores yesterday, going with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. They were basically taking a knee and wanting to punt on 3rd down. Go for it. You're down 14. You have nothing to lose.
The season's over. You're right.
The season's over. You have nothing to lose at this point. Go for it. You're already going to get blown out in this game. What's another? Would you feel any different about this game if the Panthers lost 56-13? No. It's a 30-plus point blowout regardless. Dave Canales, mind-numbing coaching decisions. I honestly don't even think it's him. I just think this is a very effing bad football team.
How many coaching staffs, how many quarterbacks do we have to go through before they realize, wait a second, it's something institutional, it's something fundamental with what we're doing here? I agree with that.
It's just a bad football team.
What was it, 7 days ago, Dylan? We said Panthers division winners playoffs. Was that 7 days ago?
Whenever Carter and I recorded.
No, it's not. No. Wrong. I said it in the recap. I did not say it in the preview. I was out on this Panther team.
All right.
Jalen Coker comes back. You're going to see a much better Bryce Young, by the way. Cokeheads unite.
Still holding on hope.
Got to.
It's true though, Dylan. I feel this way. I could say the same thing about Cam Ward right now.
What do you mean?
Cam Ward's throwing to peanuts. And he's in an awful situation, but I still believe in Cam Ward. I still believe he's going to be a good quarterback.
But it's
just because it's happened for a couple years now doesn't mean the situation around Bryce Young has gotten better. If the Titans walk in next season with this exact same roster and Cam Ward plays this way, I'm still going to feel the same about Cam Ward, that, look, he just needs help around him. He's going to be a good quarterback.
The caveat there would be we're talking year 1 Cam Ward versus year 3 or 4 or whatever Bryce Young.
Has it gotten better around them? That's the argument. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I'm still in on Cam Ward. That does it today. Make sure to follow, subscribe. You know the whole drill here. Download SeatGeek. Use code KarterKast. $20 off your first purchase. $50 minimum purchase required. At Connor_Sparrow. At KarterBA. At KarterKast on everything. Subscribe. 5-star review. You know the drill. We'll see y'all next time. Adios.